everyone. So for today's card, I'm using an image from the greeting farm. This was Wild Sprouts Rita. It's no longer available. It got retired, I think, a couple years ago. I'm not sure. But they have other ones that are similar, but this one I chose specifically because she's got a little kitty cat with her, because I'm making this for my daughter's birthday card. So I'd stamped the image onto CC Designs Copic Quality cardstock with Memento ink. And then as always, I'm starting with the skin. And when I'm doing images like this, like the greeting farm ones with the large heads, I do just the face first because it blends easier, and then I go on and finish the rest of the skin. And then going on to the hair. And of course, I'm coloring her as a redhead because, like I said, I'm making it for my daughter, who's also a redhead. So I started with the YR14 and then went in with the YR27, and then I'm taking E09 and just pulling the color in to where I want it, and then leaving the lighter areas for the highlight. And then once I'm done with the E09, I went back with the 27 and then the YR14 to kind of fill everything in. So really quick and simple, just like so. So once her hair is done, I'm going to go on to the rest of her little outfit. So I'm using the pinks, and just on the bow there was just pressing out any of the color that had gone over the lines. And any of the outside lines I'm not worried about at all, because I'm planning on cutting the image out. So once I did the pink, I started with the R81, then I took R83, and then finally R85. And then for the brown, I'm using my E25 and then going in with E27, and then finally E29. And then once I've got the 29 down, I'll take my 27 again and just blend that a little bit, and then blend everything together finally with the 25. So get that done. And then I took my BG 000 and used that on just a tiny little bit on the socks to make them look more white. And then for a little shirt, I just took the 000 and then added a tiny bit of 02 and then blended it again with the 000. And then for the kitty cat, since my daughter's cat, she's gray with all kinds of crazy stripes and spots on her, so I colored this cat, just laid down a base of C3 and then went in with my C5 and kind of added the stripes as I saw fit. I couldn't really match the cat too exactly because, like, she was going to sit still for me to do this. But once it was done, I cut out the image completely. I even used my craft knife to get in the little spots like inside her arms and all that. And then the pattern paper I'm using is from the Simple Stories Fabulous. And I cut this one piece out that says "Hello, my name is," and obviously had to put her name on it, so I just used a black pen to do that. And then right under that, it's got in little brackets there, it says "I'm fabulous," which totally suits her. So did that, and then I cut 3 more strips of some of the scraps of pattern paper, and then just used my scissors to notch little flag ends on each of them. And then all the pattern papers I was edging with Memento's Rich Cocoa ink. I just find when you're using a lot of pattern paper, it kind of just finishes off the edges because they just look, because the white you can see through usually. So did all that, and then the sentiment is from my It's Your Birthday set. Finally got a chance to use that sentiment, and I thought it was perfect because we've been teasing her for a while now. Like, I kept telling her I wouldn't allow her to be 10 this year because that's too old. So stuck that on the card, and then yeah, inked up the 2 numbers to make 10 onto one of the other pattern papers, and then just punched it out with a 1-inch circle punch, and again edged everything with the brown ink. And then I adhered down this little main pattern paper piece, and then all the little flags, I just used my Tim Holtz tiny attacher, aka mini stapler, to staple them onto the card front. And with cards like this, since I'm obviously just going to give it to her right on her birthday, I'm not mailing it or anything, so I don't worry about pieces like hanging off the edge so far that it won't fit in an envelope. I just don't worry about it because I'm not using an envelope. And then I changed my mind. I wanted to add ribbon, so I very carefully pulled that piece off because that's the only one in the pack that would work. So yeah, super carefully so I didn't rip it, and pulled it back off, and then put the ribbon back onto the card front where I wanted it, and taped it into place, and then just added another piece and tied it in a bow. And then I just had to re-add some more adhesive to that "My Name Is" piece, and then put that back. So yeah, kind of got ahead of myself there. But anyway, once I got that all done, I'm going to go on to adding the main little image there, and rather than just gluing her down, I decided to cover her with dimensional so she'd be popped up a bit. So once I got all the little backs peeled off of those, I got her popped onto the card, just making sure the bow wasn't completely covering the image. And then the little circle, I just adhered that flat right to the card. And then I wasn't happy with how those little flags, like the stapler, like it attached them well, but they would easily rip off or just kind of go all crooked. So I just added a little bit more adhesive to the card front, pressed those down, and that was it for the card front. So again, more adhesive. And I'm just going to adhere that to my card base, standard A2 card base, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Kind of had to fiddle with that. I've mentioned it before, I have a hard time kind of making cards on video because everything is off to my left, so I can get it in the camera angle, so everything's off to my side, so it's really hard to line things up for me. So did that, and then for the inside of the card, all pattern papers from the same pack, even the little lined piece. Again, I trimmed everything down and then used the cocoa ink to edge everything, and then inked up another sentiment from the It's Your Birthday set, stamped it onto the piece of pattern paper, and then it's just a matter of adhering everything together. So as always, my trusty ATG. And to make things go faster, a lot of times I'll just add adhesive to everything all at once. You just have to be careful not to accidentally touch them together and get everything crooked, or yeah. Because most of the time when this adhesive is down, you're done for. Like, it's very difficult to pull apart. So got that all done, adhered that to the inside of the card, and then finally for the outside, rather than using my go-to stickles, I decided to just bling it up a little bit with some of my Doodlebug mini adhesive jewels. So just added a few in different random spots, and that's all there was to it. So there'll be a link up below to my blog with links to the supplies used, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!